in high definition, taking action, getting results. This is News Channel 3 at 5.
And breaking news just into News Channel 3, President Obama is coming back to Hampton Roads this weekend. News out of Suffolk. Crews are on the scene of a gas leak on Burnett's Way off of Gordon Boulevard. About an hour ago, a contractor doing the work in the area told police a gas pipe had been damaged. Some homes on Burnett's Way have been evacuated, and the street is closed to traffic. People living in the area are asked to stay at home. In Portsmouth, a private funeral for former Mayor James Hawley will take place this evening. But you can pay your respects to the 5-term mayor by attending a life celebration that started just a few minutes ago at Willett Hall in Portsmouth, and it will run till 7 p.m. Hawley passed away Friday, 2 weeks after suffering a stroke. He was 85 years old. In Hampton, a former state lawmaker is kicked out of a city council meeting and charged for giving his 3 cents about an undercover police sting that cost millions. As News Channel 3's Derek Copley explains, he wasn't the only one upset. Hampton Roads in northeastern North Carolina remember this scene well. Hurricane Irene pounded our area in August of 2011. Forecasters say Sandy could bring strong storms to our area for days instead of hours. That's why FEMA is working with local emergency teams now to make sure our area has what we need to ride out the storm. And the agency is preparing now for the possibility of days or weeks of storm recovery. And when Sandy hits here, the Virginia Department of Transportation says it will be ready. The agency is relying on its expertise from many of its workers who have been on the front lines of past storms. Those road crews have seen firsthand the kind of damage and flooding this kind of storm can do. As with Hurricane Irene, the agency will have crews standing by to set up traffic detours, make emergency repairs to roads, and help with the cleanup. VDOT says it's taking this storm seriously, and you should too. The man accused of the Colorado movie theater shooting is now facing more charges. Prosecutors are charging James Holmes with 14 more counts of attempted murder from this summer's shooting. That brings the total number of charges against him to 166. He's accused of shooting and killing 12 people and hurting dozens more at a crowded movie theater in Aurora, Colorado. And News Channel 3 is taking action to help you get a job. Our career of the day is Portfolio Recovery Associates. They're looking for a business analyst in Norfolk. The job candidates should have a working knowledge of software development. PRA is listed in Fortune Magazine's 100 fastest growing companies. Head to WTKR.com and click on the tab for taking action getting a job. Coming up on News Channel 3 at 5, how Facebook is helping fight STDs, especially amongst teens. Pretty big drop for jobless claims in the U.S., but it could be because one state made a huge mistake. That's next on News Channel 3 at 5:30. After 8 months at sea, the USS Enterprise is finally home. Families packed together at Naval Station Norfolk early this morning, anxious to spot their loved ones after so many months apart. Once they're reunited,
amazing! Overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
Their joy is hard to contain.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad to be home. It's been a long time. We did it for the country, but I'm so glad to be home.
As the sailors leave the ship, there are hugs and kisses all around as they find their loved ones. For some, it's the first time.
I feel amazing.
But amidst the usual excitement of a homecoming is the bittersweet knowledge that they're the final crew that will be coming home aboard the Enterprise. After 51 years of service, the Big E is returning from her 25th and final deployment.
In a lot of ways it was the same because it was all operational. It was not a farewell Michael Jordan kind of tour. It was go out, do the business, take care of the mission, but all along you knew that you're on the last Enterprise cruise.
It's a ship that has a lot of history. The Enterprise was the world's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. She's conducted operations in every region in the world and taken part in every major conflict since the Cuban Missile Crisis. More than 100,000 sailors have served aboard the Enterprise.
There's actually a tremendous sense of thanks to all the people that served before, because without their job and without everything that they did with this ship, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did this year. And there's this sense of history and nostalgia that you feel like they're there with you, that spirit, that warfighting spirit as you're out with all the people that are on the crew, all the aviators that ever flew aboard this ship, and you know that sense is all coming home today.
Now it's finally time for the Big E to retire, with one more successful mission to add to her storied history.
The ship will go away, but its legacy will live on.
Michelle Smith Harden is hard to miss running down Waterside Drive.
Girls just want to have fun. I think it motivates people when they see me running in these costumes.
She's one of the many runners who took part in this morning's Wounded Warrior 5K, one of the events taking place in Norfolk this weekend, leading up to the Freedom Marathon. Money raised supports veterans and their families, going to the Wounded Warrior Project and the City of Norfolk's Office to End Homelessness. Charles Preston and his friends are taking that show of support to the next level. As a team, they carried a heavy log throughout the race, symbolizing wounded warriors.
It's pretty much buddy carrying, taking them all home.
For Preston, it's a great way to spend a Saturday morning. Steve Dobler feels the same way after running the race with his son.
And passing people, he's giving high fives and everything. Then when we get across that finish line, he's screaming. It's the greatest feeling that I'm able to do something with him that I didn't think I'd be able to do with him.
And tomorrow they'll do it all again. For him and many of the other runners, this is just the warm-up to Sunday's half and full marathons.
It'll be number 99, the marathon tomorrow for me. So it's a great goal. I live in the city of Norfolk and I'm proud to be able to run a marathon in my own city.